again! Alright, I'm going to talk in this video about our current events project. As I mentioned in the weekly update, this is an assignment that takes place 3 times throughout the semester. However, you are only responsible for the bulk of one of them. Which one is up to you. In order to sign up for one of these, what you're going to do is you're going to go to the Pages tab, and then you're going to go to Current Events Sign Up. Let me just click on that just to make sure that that's the actual name here. Again, there are 1,000 pages, so blah, 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 it's loading. Yes, Current Events Sign Up. You might have to scroll to find it. I'm going to talk about the assignment, and then I'll come back to actually how you sign up for it. But you are only responsible for signing up for one specific date. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is we're dividing this assignment into 3 different sessions. Again, you only need to sign up for one of them. Monday, October 1st, which correlates with Phase 2. Monday, October 29th, which correlates with Phase 3, and Monday, November 19th, which correlates with Phase 4. I should mention that sign up is first come, first serve on Canvas. The write-ups in your video presentation, which will all make sense once I'm done talking about this, are due on Canvas by 11:59 p.m. on those days. So before you sign up for them, what I would encourage you to do is not only double check your personal schedules, make sure you don't have any, maybe you have a lot of tests in other classes one of those days, or again, they correlate with the different phases, so maybe you like one phase over another, so you might, be particular about which specific topic you're interested in, but do really kind of consider those different phases. Okay, length. It's a 700, there are a couple different phases, a couple different parts, I should say, for this assignment. There is a written part, there is a short video presentation, and there is a discussion facilitation. Again, I'm going to talk about all of these in this video, so just be aware that there are several different kind of pieces working with this assignment. The percentage of your final grade, the write-up part of it is 4%, the video presentation is 4%, and the discussion facilitation is 4%. In the participation of the weeks you're not presenting, even though somebody else might be doing the bulk of work on one week, you still get a grade for participating in the current events week. So the participation of the weeks you're not presenting is 3%. So the number of sources you need for this assignment is at least one outside source. That'll be your current event. That'll be properly documented both in text and in a works cited page in your written one. And you must find a source no older than 2017. So this is, something very recent. APA citation style and 12-point times Roman Calibri 1-inch margins, that sort of deal. Same stuff as you've heard before for your other assignments. All right, so what in the world are we doing for this assignment? For this assignment, you will focus on a current event related to the phase during which you sign up and explore its implications with our class. So if you select Phase 2, you're going to find something that's related to an idea that we discuss in Phase 2, just for example. There are 3 sessions, so make sure you select a date that aligns with your interests. Once you sign up, you cannot switch. Your goal is to find I should also say, when you're in there editing it, and I'll explain what that means in a minute, don't delete somebody's name. Don't be a jerk. I've had students do that in the past, and it's kind of a jerk move, so don't delete someone's name so you can fit into something. Anyway, I'll explain that in a minute. Okay, your goal is to find a current event related to the phase in which your session takes place. You might find examples in the news, trending hashtags, popular culture, etc. The purpose of this assignment is to understand the background of the current event, why it's important for a class on techno-futures to take notice and interest in, and teach the class about it. There are 3 aspects of this assignment: the write-up, the video presentation, and the discussion facilitation. Both your write-up and video presentation will include the following sections. So they're going to be very, very similar. So what I would encourage you to do is write about your current event setup first, and then do your video presentation based on what you've written. But let's talk about what's going to be in both of them. So you need 4 different things in here: summary of the event, reaction, educational impact, and question for discussion. Summary of the event. Briefly and in your own words, summarize the content of the event. Reaction. Take a position on the issue contained in the article. How do you feel about this event? How does this event affect you? Is there controversy surrounding the event? Explain it. Educational impact. How does this event impact what we're learning in class? How does what we're learning in class help you understand this issue? What do we need to learn more about to understand this issue further? And a question for discussion. Create one question designed to generate meaningful conversation amongst your classmates. And I should say, you should have very good practice from this now in the questions and answers section that we've been doing, or that assignment. For those of you who have written discussion questions, this should be good practice using those skills again. So please note, this is not a critique of whether the event you select is good or bad. This assignment is a reasoned opinion on the issue presented and to get you to explore your attitudes, thoughts, beliefs on the various topics in the current world of techno-futures. Your opinion should be thought out using the present information and your personal views. All right, so the video presentation details. Whoopsies, I scrolled too fast. Each student will be responsible for sharing the details of the write-up in an informal yet practiced 3 to 4 minute presentation. You shouldn't read verbatim from your write-up, but you can use it as notes. Again, I would encourage you to type up your notes or type up your write-up and then kind of read from it casually, kind of like what I do in these updates. Like I read a little bit from the assignment and then I elaborate on it a little bit more. Consider this part of the assignment as a conversation about your topic. Imagine we were sitting in a face-to-face class and you had to informally share your current event. That's the vibe your video should capture. So you're kind of casually discussing your video. It's not like a formal presentation where you had notes and you have to have slides, blah, blah, blah. No slides, nothing. This is just a really casual conversation. Again, kind of like what I do in these videos. You should practice your presentation so you can have a conversation that covers the 3 aspects of your report: summary, reaction, and educational impact. At the end of your video, you should also ask one question to the class to continue the conversation. This question cannot be something like, what do you think about the topic? Or do you agree with this topic? That's not really an appropriate question. You really want to get people discussing a little bit more, something very specific about your current event. Instead, think about a question that will generate a conversation, get people thinking about your topic from a different perspective, or spark debate. The format for your video presentation should be the following. And so if you look at the assignment breakdown, I have kind of like a timeline of what you should be looking for. So for the first 15 seconds, kind of just a brief introduction, who you are, because people haven't really seen you, like the videos, the name of the event you're discussing, maybe the name of the article, for example. For about 15 seconds to about a minute, 15 seconds, a summary of the event or topic. For the next minute, your reaction to the topic. For the next minute, the educational impact. And then for the next 15 seconds or so, talk about the question for the class. You will post your video presentation and a link to the current event you're discussing in the discussion board with your names. Now, once everybody posts or signs up for a current event date, I'll create discussion boards with each discussion leader's name. And when you see your name pop up, that's where you post your information. So you're going to post like a YouTube link, or you're going to post maybe a video file of your video discussing everything, and a link to the article that you're discussing. And that's where everybody will respond to your questions. All right, so the discussion facilitation details. The week you post your video, you'll be responsible for facilitating a discussion about the question you pose in your video. Each student not presenting that week will be required to respond to all questions posed by each presenter. So, the weeks that you are presenting, the week that you're putting up your video, the week that you're putting up the link to your article, that's when you are facilitating discussion. So what that means is each person in our class will respond to the question that you posed, and you will respond to each person. Those responses are going to be really short, about 25 words. They might be a little bit less, they might be a little bit more, but on average, about 25 words. Each person not presenting is responsible for watching all the videos and reading the links that other people pose and responding to the questions that the discussion facilitator asks. So, for example, if I were leading discussion one day, I would post my video, I would post my link, and then at the end of my video, right, there's that question, and then everybody is responsible for watching my video, responding to that question. And throughout the week, I would check in on my discussion board only and kind of talk to the other people that are posting responses. You might ask them another question, you might respond like, wow, yeah, that's really what I was thinking about with this idea, or yeah, that's kind of a crazy idea, like I'm not quite sure I really agree with, this head transplant thing or whatever. So you're really just kind of continuing the conversation throughout the week. Again, think of it as if we were in class and we were having this type of assignment. You would really draw out people's ideas, you would really ask them for more information to keep the conversation going. Like I said, your goal is to keep the conversation going by asking further questions, replying to your classmates' comments, synthesizing. There's a word that we've used before. We have a synthesis essay, right? Ideas between different comments. You must reply to each student at least once. This goes for both the presenter and if you're not presenting that week, you have to respond to each discussion question. Each response should be about 25 words, although this can vary greatly depending on the type of reply. For example, a question to draw out more discussion might not be 25 words. And then, how am I going to grade this? Your write-up and video will be assessed on your ability to clearly communicate the various sections noted above. I will use the English 212 rubric to assess your writing. Your discussion facilitation grade will be based on the quality and thoughtfulness of your responses. So that's what this current event assignment is. What I would encourage you to do, again, look through your personal schedule, look through the different phases to see if there's a topic that you prefer. Then go to the current event sign up page. Remember, go to pages, scroll down, look for current event sign up. Once you're there, you're going to click the edit button that's in the upper right hand corner, and that will allow you to add your name to one of the phases. Again, don't be a jerk and delete somebody else's name. Oh, I should say, once you're in edit mode, make sure you scroll to the bottom and click save. Otherwise, your name will be saved there. But again, don't be a jerk and delete somebody else's name. And it is first come, first serve, so I do encourage you to kind of figure that out rather quickly so you don't get stuck with a phase over time that it doesn't work out for you. As always, if you have questions about this assignment, and as we get closer to it, I'll explain it more. I'll bring it up in the weekly update so we can kind of refresh our memories about what this assignment is. Hopefully it'll make a little more sense to us by that point. And if you have any questions about how to find a current event link, please shoot me an email. I'll be happy to help you. All right, bye.